up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we're reviewing Signs. This film came out in 2002 and was directed by M. Night Shyamalan, as well as Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, and Rory Culkin. Now, before we start, hit the like button, subscribe to the post notification post, you know if every video. Let's just start. Let's start talking about the good. So, all the actors and actors in this film are fantastic, especially Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Rory Culkin, and Abigail Breslin. Fantastic in the film. The cinematography, which of course includes shots, cameras, lighting, very, very well done. I really, really like how M. Night Shyamalan uses the camera, especially in the sequences with the cornfields, which I'll get to later. But the cinematography as a whole, fantastic. The opening sequence is great. It's basically Reverend Graham Hess, who is played by Mel Gibson, and Merrill Hess. They hear screams, which Merrill Hess is his brother, who is played by Joaquin Phoenix. And they hear screams from the kids and they find them in the cornfields. It is a great opening sequence because you don't know what's happening. All you hear is screams from kids in cornfields, and just the cornfields alone make me creeped out while watching the film. The first act of the film is very, very well done. They introduce the characters very well. The characters you see have a good dynamic between them. You can clearly see the relationship between each other, and I really, really think that they did a good job in the first act of the film with setting them up. The story is simple, but it's very, very interesting. It's really centered around Mel Gibson's family. This entire film is based on his family, and I really like that approach to the film. It's not a big film with a lot of people in it. It's centered on this one little family, and it's very, very well done. There are also many tense and creepy sequences, especially the cornfield sequences. Like I said, cornfields are very, very scary to me. I am always, always on the edge of my seat when I see sequences that are well done in cornfields, and this has a ton of them. The cornfield sequences are enough to make you creeped out and on the edge of your seat for this entire film. The second half of the film is very, very entertaining. There is a hilarious sequence with Morgan, Bo, and Merrill Hess where they wear tinfoil hats on their heads. It's very, very funny, and I think it fits the film because, of course, this is an alien film. So them wearing tinfoil hats really makes sense, and it just reminded me of Muppets from Space because that was the first, I guess you can call alien film that I ever saw, and that's what it reminded me of, and it was very, very funny. There are also many tense sequences in this film. This film is very, very tense when it needs to be. The second act of the film, in particular, is very, very tense when they're all in the house and you don't know what's going to happen, what's happening to them, what the figure is, what's basically tormenting them in the film. And there are also many creepy sequences, especially the news footage sequences where it shows the alien at a kid's party, but it doesn't show the alien clearly because it's a news sort of footage sequence. It was creepy. The alien, just even though we don't get a clear look at its face yet, it just looked creepy from the first time that we actually see it on the news. There are also some emotional sequences, especially with Graham Hess, his wife's death. That is the plot point that runs throughout the entire film. And I think it works because this entire film, some of it is meant to be sad. And when the kids start asking a lot of questions to Graham, he gets angry. And at the end of that sequence, he cries and he ends up hugging his kids. Very, very emotional throughout basically the entire film. There are some weird and creepy looking aliens. Like I said earlier, the aliens are very, very weird and creepy looking. And when you get a good look at them in that third act of the film, which I'll get to later, it's awesome. I really, really love what M. Night Shyamalan did with the minimal amount of money that he had to make this film. The aliens have a very, very unique weakness. They can't touch water, which humans obviously need water to survive, so it kind of makes sense that aliens would sort of be allergic to water. I just like that connection that M. Night Shyamalan made between water and the aliens in this film, and I think it's a great weakness. The dialogue, it's M. Night Shyamalan, of course, going to be fantastic dialogue. The characters deliver them perfectly. Mel Gibson, in particular, he is phenomenal in this film. When there's an emotional sequence, he does not hold back, and it almost brought me to tears when you see Mel Gibson crying in that one sequence in the second act of the film where he's hugging his kids, like I stated earlier. Very, very emotional. The score by James Newton Howard, fantastic. James Newton Howard, he made the score for the two Fantastic Beasts films, Signs, Unbreakable. He's for me at least, he is one of the best score composers of this modern era, and I think he did a great job with this film. The third act of the film is awesome. The family basically has to fight off the alien, and it, it's something that you don't expect out of an M Night Shyamalan film, but you also do expect at the same time. I never thought that the family would have to fight off an actual alien, and they do, and it's awesome. The ending sequence was great. I really, really loved the ending sequence. The twist, I'm pretty sure, was that there was no twist at all. I was really waiting for a twist, and then the film just ended. It had a wide shot of the house, and then it just ended. So I did not. I personally liked that there was no twist in the film, or that the twist was that there was no twist, because I expected the twist. We didn't get one, and for me, that is a great part about that ending sequence. It really subverted my expectations. That's all the good that I have. Now let's move on to the bad. So one sequence of the second act is just a bit too long. It doesn't affect my overall enjoyment of the film, but that sequence could have been cleaned up just a bit. That's about it. Signs is a fantastic sci-fi horror film. I highly recommend it, especially if you're an M Night Shyamalan fan. And I'm gonna give Signs an A minus. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and post notifications bell so you know if you're for a video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.